their homes and go back to their families. So we join them and then party with them during this feast of Eid al-Adha or Tobaski. Ibrahim Balde, Jihad at the Banjul Territory.
A relief organization called Samiatul Hera, in collaboration with another group called Hassan, Thursday distributed 250 bowls to less fortunate Muslims in the country in honor of the feast of Eid al-Adha. The move, as we hear in this report by Fatou Jasse, was highly appreciated by beneficiaries.
Muslims the world over are putting in the final preparations for the feast of Eid al-Adha, locally known as Tobaski. Many Muslims have been busy to acquire a ram for the feast. Those that are not well off were being catered for by an Islamic group NGO called Hassani in collaboration with Siyamatul Hayar Relief Organization. The two charitable agencies make distribution of hundreds of cattle to help Muslims all over the country. Adnan Saglam, head of the organization, spoke of the importance of the distribution, which he says is mandatory on his group to help the needy and the less fortunate. The move was greatly appreciated by the beneficiaries, most of whom hailed their donors, while describing the gesture as one that is in line with the teachings of Islam.
Yeah, it's a good initiative because as our faith dictates, that's our religion, that we share what we have, especially those who have more than those who have less. You share with them, and that's what they are doing, sharing with the less privileged.
Baba Kujabi, Secretary General of the organization, and Mahmoud Salif Ba of the Supreme Islamic Council both add their voice in authenticating that caring and sharing among Muslims is part of the Prophet's Sunnah. The two relief agencies are expected to replicate the distribution in other parts of the country. For GRTS News, I am Fatou Jassi.
Well, efforts to provide lasting solution to the poor state of roads in Banjul have kick-started with work already being carried out in affected streets in the capital. Lou Mendy joined a team of stakeholders constituting the Banjul City Council, National Roads Authority and NAWEC, and reports the workers are taking into account factors like Banjul's high water table.
In Banjul, major roads in deplorable states are under construction. A fact package provided by the government is reserved for the job. Right from this spot adjacent to the cathedral, the Independence Drive Road, Hagan and the Cotton Street roads are among the many other roads to be given a new facelift.
We have an existing contract in place for some critical and major roads in Banjul. Among them are, of course, this one right in front of us, the Lasowaf Box Bar connection. We also have part of Hagan Street in it. But as you can see, the effects of global climate change are being felt in Banjul. We have all seen what the damages we've incurred during the past rainy season, and in fact, which permitted, in fact, over those periods, the contractor had to suspend works.
The National Roads Authority, based on their professional engineering judgment, decide this time around reinforced concrete would be used for the construction and maintenance of new roads in the city, as was used in the past. The objective is to provide lasting solutions to road conditions in Banjul, taking into account the city's high water table.
Concrete roads, why? Because we think they are more durable and of course offer better serviceability than asphalt roads, especially in conditions in Banjul, where we have the water table well within a meter. Of course, we have the drainage issues, the pump house, of course, we know it's not working. When we were on Hagan Street, on Grand Street, we saw the water, instead of draining into the polder area, it is draining back into the city. That is a problem. To be able to construct asphalt roads in such conditions and achieve the desired durability would definitely be a problem.
Banjul is becoming more of an industrial than a residential city. A recent tour of the bar roads to benefit from this mega project reveals, aside from the city's high water table, other factors are responsible for the speedy damage of the city roads. Trucks with heavy burden as they load and discharge at warehouses.
We have seen the big trucks and the stores, And that is why I'm saying that it's multi-sectoral. Once the roads are completed, then we would call all major stakeholders, involving the police, of course, to address that problem of roads. Banjul is now becoming more of a commercial than residential, because even within the residential areas, as you have seen, you see big trucks parking on both sides of the road with containers, and they are so heavy that the present road conditions cannot actually sustain them. That is why the technical expertise of the NRA is very important. And
sewage management is also a problem in the city, a situation NAWEC officials as stakeholders in road construction are poised to address alongside this project.
Well, actually, yes. In fact, this has been an issue for quite some time now. We have all been going around Banjul, and seeing the situation as it is now has been a concern for us, really. And we do appreciate that at least the BCC, the NRA, are taking some measures to try to remedy the situation. While this is going on, actually, we have the sewage network in Banjul. Currently, all compounds in Banjul are connected to the sewage network. We have water connections also. All compounds in Banjul are connected to the water network.
225 centimeters is the estimated thickness of the new roads, with a blinding layer of 50 meters underneath to stop the upwards ingression of water for roads durability. As the city mayor explains, the city's lighting system would also be improved alongside the project. Louis Mendy, Grts.
211 tourists from Scandinavia recently touched down at the Banjul International Airport, marking the arrival of the Gambia's long-standing partners from Northern Europe ahead of the 2012 tourist season. The holiday makers were received upon arrival by authorities in the travel and hospitality industry. Samuel Barr has more.
That is the beautiful Scandinavian airliner making its maiden landing in good time on the smiling coast in what is predicted to be a successful tourist season. Officials of the hospitality industry are hopeful of a season with a difference after an aggressive marketing campaign in the Scandinavian countries.
This year's tourist season, alhamdulillah, we can see a growth of another 51%. Last year we grew 51%. We might see 51% and more. So it's up to the Gambian people, like I keep saying, they're coming. We went out, they're all coming. In January this year, we were in Scandinavia. We had meetings with Thomas Cook, Northern Europe. We had a meeting with Thomas Cook, Finland. We had a meeting in Brussels. So we went there to tell them that the Gambia is doing much better and we want them to come. And they're coming now. It's up to us as Gambians to make sure we take care of them.
The Scandinavians have always been major players in the Gambia's tourism sector over the years. And with the coming of this first flight carrying about 211 tourists, hopes are high that the old traditional partnership has been once again rekindled.
We are very pleased to start the season today. I mean, the first flight coming with 211 passengers, and we're actually looking forward for a very good season. And I can say that until now the bookings are very healthy.
Among the holiday makers is the Chief Executive Officer of Thomas Cook International, who describes last season as a successful one and looks forward to a better one this year based on what he describes as the high demand from the Swedish markets.
Yeah, my name is Magnus Wikner. I'm the Managing Director for Grts in Sweden. Yeah. And actually it feels very, very nice to be back in the Gambia. I used to work here actually 26 years ago in the season 86 and 87, and I went here together with my wife in 1990, so this is the first time in 22 years when I came back to Gambia, so it feels really good.
It's true, because you can see what the Gambia is right now. The Gambia yesterday and the Gambia today are completely different, and it takes somebody like him to come and see the difference and appreciate it. Perhaps if we are saying it, blowing our own trumpet, it doesn't make sense to people watching or listening to us. But if somebody from outside who have not been here for the past 22 years just arrive and is appreciating it, so alhamdulillah, that means that His Excellency the President and his government are doing a great job and they deserve commendation.
Tour operators and others involved in ground handling at the airport were clear about the state of